Hey, everybody, welcome back to Easy to Spell, where it's easy to spell, but we spelled it wrong anyway, because we're dumb. Welcome back. um, again, we haven't reached 100 subscribers, so I don't get a script. So we're just going to throw this out. Like, comment, subscribe. That's the big three. It helps us out, lets us know that people are watching. We love y'all. We'd love to know that you're there. Big shout out to Syrinscape, because Epic Games need epic sound playing in the background right now. Every little bit just adds to ambiance and life in the game. It really has kind of, I think, turned around the atmosphere for us and kind of helps create that immersion. It's fantastic. Check them out on Syrinscape.com. We have merch in the link below, which is great. We've got t-shirts, sweaters, water bottles. Rachel, you have a bunch of stuff put together, which has been fantastic.
You always forget the stickers. That's my favorite part.
Sticker. I like to let you bring up the stickers.
He's
It
a
doesn't sound
sticker.
Stickers are happy.
Yeah,
And they're
it doesn't
cheap, so
super cheap. I actually need to order a bunch for myself because I was waiting until we got stickers in the store because I want to do them all over like my one wheel, my water bottle, things like that. Because I think that'd be fun. Going off script a little, I went out of my one wheel today and I realized I still have pieces of your guys's front like curb. The paint is coating the bottom of it. It's a little piece of you guys that I brought with me. What else? What am I missing? We have merch. We got Syrinscape.
I think that's it, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. That's everybody who's watching us probably already knows about Rep RPG's PvP League. It's probably where they saw us or picking me up on their Monday game, Disasters and Dangers. Again, I like giving them a shout out. Rep RPG at Twitch and on YouTube. They are fantastic. They've given us a bunch of support, and it's been great. Now, to the topic at hand. Get back on track a little bit here. Serious up. When last we left off, you all had from traveling between Harlan's Landing and Falks, and surprising even me with your guys' approach, making it all the way to the Court of Light to meet with the Father, protector of the forest and demigod of the Fae in this area. You were able to negotiate and get a chance to gather the leaders of the surrounding settlements, at least some of them, and get the chance for them to negotiate for peace, or at least a way to kind of live in harmony with how dangerous the area had been, people dying, and just the difficulties on top of just your traditional settling difficulties, combating against the Fae at every step. You convinced Renault to go, governor of Harlan's Landing. You were able to reach out and get a hold of Ladderly, the governess of Falks, and get her to come. You also went to the exile camp and invited Mythali and her camp followers, those that had been exiled from the settlements, invited her to join these peace talks. Meaning the only faction not planning on being in attendance in 2 days' time is the Nalbrand settlement of Aldenstead and its leaders, who you had also heard are dealing with their own set of issues with the Fae, with earthen elementals collapsing their minds and interrupting their processes there. When we last left off, you had just finished staying the night at Mythali's exile camp, and were just leaving the following morning, with Mythali saying she would meet you outside of Harlan's Landing and join you at the Court of Lights. We come back in this morning, brisk, kind of cold as the season kind of reaches the end of summer as we set towards fall. Brisk morning. You woke up early, being in a camp full of mostly criminals, some people wrongfully exiled for different reasons, but criminals, spies, those types. You gathered up and set off. I imagine if you wanted to go somewhere else, yeah, we can, but I figured we could expedite travel a little bit. Were you heading directly back to Harlan's Landing taking the day's journey? Or was there another destination in mind prior to that?
I don't really think we had a plan, did we? Were we going to go straight back to Harlan's Landing?
I think this was kind of the culmination of where we ended up, and I'm not sure if we had got much farther than this.
Yeah, so let's start. I don't want to give you guys any plans, so let's start as you've packed up and are beginning to leave Mythalized camp. You've gathered up for the day. We set in on a cold, brisk autumn morning.
Is the path that we would take back going past the statue of Galolaway?
You could. It would take you. You would show up late at night as opposed to just before sunset. Instead of going in the direct course that you took from Harlan's Landing, you'd have to cut down to the coast. The statue of Galolaway kind of looked over the cliffside out to sea.
I guess as we've gotten a little bit away from camp, and we're leaving alone, right? Like Mythalize's not coming with us.
Correct. She said she would meet you outside Harlan. She had business to attend to.
Gotcha. So I just want to look around and see if we're being watched by anybody or followed by any chance.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That would be a 23.
23. For the first half hour or so of walking, you notice that there's somebody that has been kind of tailing you from a distance, somebody from the exile camp. But as you get a little ways away from the camp, they turn back. It was likely somebody sent just to make sure you didn't try to come back in and wreak havoc once they thought that you had left.
Gotcha. Well, now that we're alone, I don't know about you guys, but that Dao character doesn't seem like the greatest of person, and I'm not saying we need to do it now, but I might be interested in going back to see the statue, see if we can find anything else that maybe we missed the first time.
Sure.
I
don't see why
think
not.
that's a great idea.
And I don't know if it's worth it, but if we ever do meet this Dao, I mean, I do kind of look like Galolaway, I guess, from what you guys are saying. I don't know if that might trigger something.
What's your logic there? Why would that? What would you think would happen?
I mean, he was imprisoned by Galolaway's clan to protect the grave of Galolaway. I don't know if just seeing my face might trigger something. Just something to keep on mind.
Sure.
I don't believe that. I believe this extremism is not a method that we should take in this world, and I agree that he might become extreme, even just with your visage.
I mean, I don't think we need to go right now, but I would like to stop by at some point and maybe check out the tomb that we didn't last time.
So, head back to the statue?
If you guys feel
I think
that
we
we've
can
got time.
take that time now.
Okay.
I mean, we have 2 days, and what else are we going to do? Sit in town and drink?
It's a fair point. Guess we'll just
now
keep
that
an
you
eye on.
mentioned, maybe we should just head back to Harlan's Landing. Yeah, all right, let's go.
All right.
I mean, if we're talking booze, I agree, Harlan's Landing, but
Maybe not best to inebriate ourselves before we go into a serious meeting.
that's the best thing to do.
So you are heading to the statue of Galolaway first?
Yeah.
Okay.
The statue it is then.
Vala seems to have been struck by some sort of temporary curse where her words are just faint upon your ear every few moments. And then she moves really quick, and
Her video
I think we're
is like going real fast, then real slow, then pausing. Wow, we're doing great.
Vala seems to be under the effects of a flux curse, where her speed cannot seem to meet a normal standard. But again, so as you do currently have the boon of the father, I can't tell if she's actually moving slow or now if it's just.
Oh,
This is nuts. This is crazy.
there we go.
Okay.
There we go. We're
There's
good.
some-
Anyway,
Okay, we're good.
We're back.
Back to normal.
yeah,
Yeah.
Am I back?
For now.
yeah, we're good.
You're good. You're good.
Maybe.
Having the boon of the father, able to travel the forest unimpeded, a normal difficult terrain that would normally slow your travel. We lost Rachel, lost Val. Kind of negated. You're able to make better time than you normally would be able to. Most of the day goes by, kind of getting to mid-afternoon and you arrive at the base of a familiar statue, semi reclaimed by Razor Vine, but the door at the base still lying open from where you left it. The statue of Galolaway.
I just want to honestly go straight in, just down into the crypt where the tomb was, I guess.
Drop. You climb down. The same familiar scene you saw before. The broken urn at the base of the still closed sarcophagus. In a small room, the inscriptions and murals on the wall, depicting a much more familiar scene with satyrs and nymphs and dryads. Some of the figures before that you hadn't recognized, you clearly make out is the giant, the Ironwood giants you had seen previously. In the Court of Lights, the same familiar room.
And it's dark down there right now, right?
It is. It's very
Okay.
dark.
I'll light a torch, and if I can walk up to the coffin, tomb, whatever it is, and just look around and see if I see any inscription regarding the Tao.
Other than the one inscription at the base saying that the champion of the father being sealed to guard this tomb, there doesn't seem to be anything else. That's
Okay. Can I try? I just want to see if I can open the coffin or the tomb. I don't know if it's sealed and I need to force something, but I'd like to just push it open if I can.
yeah. Give me a athletics check.
That would be a 17.
Before he does that, can I?
No.
Can I? Wait. Hold on. Before we do anything, I will hold up the new censer that I've got and let a little bit of smoke flow out of it and cast find traps, and it will make its way.
Okay.
If there are any traps, let us know.
The smoke begins pouring out of the sensor that you've got, and kind of coalesces, and then fully encircles the sarcophagus, and then breaks away without any sort of. He doesn't seem to be directing attention to any trap. Yeah, no indication of a trap.
All right, go ahead.
17.
17. It catches a little bit, and I'm getting an echo from somebody. You're yelling. We're good.
We're good.
Good all of a sudden. And it just catches and then slides out of place. Looking into the sarcophagus, there is not a body. There's not a floor. There is a set of stairs that descend into a spiral staircase.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's a little hidden thing, isn't it?
Well, I guess we go down because we're here for that. So, and I'll
Okay.
grab my torch and lead the way down.
All right. You go. Who is going next?
I'll follow second.
Then Vala third, which puts Kaya in the back at fourth. All right. You descend into another dark room, your torchlight kind of filtering out. It spirals down probably a good 30 feet or so. You have this tight spiraling staircase. And then it opens up. You're in the back of a large room with the edge of your torchlight kind of about 30 feet out, striking against a wall that has a large inset door. A couple alcoves to each side. It's about 15 feet across, 30 feet deep. And in that dim light, you see there is 2 pedestals, with each with something on top of it.
Make out what is on top of those pedestals.
Yeah, I guess you have. No, with the torch lit, it's just in dim light, so it kind of obscures. With dark vision, you actually can see worse in dim light than you can dark light. It's weird. But if you proceed a little bit into the room, that's you have to move about 10 feet up to be able to clearly make out what they are with light.
I'll move up to. I'm guessing one's on the right, one's on the left.
Yep, there's one in there. So there's the doorway, and then a pedestal about 5 feet in front of the door, just to the left, one just to the right.
Okay. I'll move up to the one on the right, and I'll kind of keep an eye out as I'm walking for any trap or loose flooring or anything.
Okay, give me a perception check. And as you approach the 2 pedestals, you see each one of them has a large bowl. What do you get in your perception check?
13.
13. No apparent traps, anything. As you proceed into the room and you get close, there's 2 large ornate bowls. Both seem to be wrought in like one gold, one of wood, both intricately detailed and carved, each filled with a clear liquid. The door itself, as you have now gotten closer, there's a large inscription over it.
You think these bowls light up? Maybe oil?
It might.
I don't know if you're trying to talk. We can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted. Resuming recording. 2 intricately detailed inscribed bowls, one rotten gold, one carved into wood. Inscription over the door. Door's closed. Back to you.
Can we read the inscription over the door?
It is written in Sylvan, so I believe
I can.
Raven can. Oh, you
can
you
as
can
well.
now. You can too.
It's a surprise to me, so I'll be like, and then whatever it says.
There is a moment for you, Orelton, where you look and it's the same gibberish you've seen multiple times that you've had to have Raven or Vala transcribe for you. Your vision kind of goes shaded around the edges, everything kind of blurring for a moment. And the words reorganize themselves. Very like Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief movie, as they fix in your brain. As you think it's the influence of a more positive connection with the goddess of knowledge showing itself. And you can all read, the inscription above reads, "The door lies open to those with wisdom and restraint."
Ooh. Wisdom and restraint. Where's Vala at?
I mean, I can attempt.
I mean, I don't think we know what we're attempting quite yet, but sounds like you're up on the docket.
Anybody want to look for traps with me?
I'll take a look on the door.
Okay. Can you just roll with advantage so that I don't have
Yes,
Yeah,
it,
that's
it
fine.
follows.
Thanks. I don't even know
helping.
any of my scores right now.
Can make a perception check with advantage. And I'll actually pull up your character sheet for you as well. That way, if you have a question, I can.
I'm getting it on my phone, but
Yeah.
Okay.
I already have
It'll be
advantage
here
on
soon.
perception, but it was a 13. So.
Okay. 13. You actually notice 2 traps. Not very difficult. As you kind of look up and you're looking around, there is a large boulder set into the ceiling, just behind the 2 pedestals. And the walls have series of holes that you think probably fire out some sort of dart or needle set. Also, kind of in line just behind the 2 bowls.
Okay, and so we can see that, like, standing in front of the door is where those are both going to hit. Like, standing back, we'd be fine.
Yep, that's
Okay.
the boulder may roll around a bit, but they seem to.
Well, there's definitely a couple traps. Watch out for the boulder and whatever that triggers. And I'll point to the holes and...
Can I take a look at the bowls, the braziers, and see if there's already something in there to light, or if they
Looking
need
in,
something added?
the bowls are not attached to the pedestals themselves, and one is full of water. The golden one is full of water. The wooden one is full of wine.
Water and wine. Wisdom and restraint. I don't know. Anybody got any ideas?
wisdom would be drinking the water, not the
Not the wine.
wine.
Would it be?
Have restraint for consuming alcohol would be my thought.
Being that this is a tomb of what I assume one of my ancestors, I'll walk up and scoop some of the water into my hand.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay. That I believe just gives you like any poisons within 30 feet or something, right?
Yeah. Within 30 feet, you can sense the presence of it.
The water and wine, neither seem to be poisoned. The holes on the wall all kind of light up a dim light behind as you're detecting trace amounts of poison inside the wall. Yeah.
Cast resistance on Raven as he goes to do whatever shenanigans he's doing, which is a D4 to your your next saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. You have a
I'm just following
scoop of water.
their lead. I'm gonna take a sip of water. See if anything happens.
It's
probably stale and disgusting.
Stale. There's some magical element on the bowls that has kept the water and wine from just evaporating away. So it's stale, but it's fine. It's water. Nothing else happens.
There is poison in these holes in the wall. I'd assume that's another trap.
Yeah, that and the boulder.
And we haven't seen anything like inscription, or drawings or carvings behind us or anything on the back wall.
This is a pretty unadorned room. Okay. Like there's some alcoves that could hold suits of armor kind of deal, but they seem to have been left empty. Just the one inscription on the wall that says, "The door lies open. to those with wisdom and restraint.
And you could just try to open the door.
Doesn't seem very restrained now, does it, Bauer?
I mean, maybe it's talking about not drinking the stuff or taking anything.
I
Maybe.
guess I'm out.
I mean, it says the door lies open,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Any takers?
Give it a shot.
okay. I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
Except no one can see it now.
Ooh. Invisible.
And I have a range of 60 feet. I'm not sure how far away.
Yeah, you can get
Things
pretty
work.
close to it. That's the hallway is about 30 feet, or the large room is about 30 feet.
I'm just gonna. I've been hanging out in the back. I'm gonna still continue to hang out in the back, and I'm gonna try to open the door with Mage Hand.
And Mage Hand can lift 10 pounds.
Yes, I will double check.
I want to say it was 5, but I could be wrong.
10 pounds.
10
10
pounds.
Can't
pounds.
attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds.
Okay. The Mage Hand pushes against the door, and it doesn't seem to move. It is a large stone door.
Okay. Here's a question that I have for you. I have an ability, telekinetic, that I can shove. But it does specify a creature.
I'd say 'cause that's like a 6th level spell, isn't it?
No,
Or
it is.
no,
it's
your-
it's a feat.
okay. I'll say you can use your limited telekinetic ability to
Try to shove open a door.
try to shove open a door. Make a. Does it say there's a saving throw or anything for when you're pushing somebody?
DC 8 plus proficiency bonus plus ability score charisma. So 16. Strength saving throw DC 16.
Okay. Go ahead and make that saving throw. This is your ability to push on. So
am I doing a strength saving throw then?
yeah, we'll do charisma. That's the basis of it.
I mean, I doubt it's going to matter. 11.
Doesn't beat your own DC. And the only reason I had to do that is because technically Mage Hand is to use on items and stuff, and then the telekinetic shoving a creature is.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well,
so y'all for the I'll watch as Kaya just really intensely starts focusing on the door.
Okay.
Are you gonna do
Nose
anything?
starts to bleed a little bit.
So, how would thaumaturgy work in this scenario, where it can just blast open any open door?
If the door's open,
All right. What am I doing? Let's try this. And I try to thaumaturgy the door open.
the door just swings open, slamming to the side.
Always the simplest solution, isn't it?
I thought I'd be clever by doing it these other ways, and sure enough, I have this simple thing that I can do to just open doors that aren't locked.
And when we look through the doorway, do we see anything on the other end?
It gets a little darker, but you see it. There's a 20-foot hallway, and then it opens up into another larger room.
I'm going to go ahead and put my torch out, and then walk over to Vala and cast Dark Vision on her. You might need this.
Thank you.
Says the voice from nowhere.
Yeah.
the darkness.
As you get dark vision, you can no longer see Raven.
Don't we
Ironic.
have dim light though?
No, I put the torch out.
Oh,
That was what
oh,
our
alright.
dim light was. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody relying on dark vision to see currently, Raven is invisible too.
I think that's all of us, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right, well, I'm just gonna dart underneath the boulder because the boulder's in front of the doorway, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's,
I'm gonna dart.
you just run past. Who's following?
I'm waiting to see.
Orelton, you make it past the boulder and through the door.
Seems fine.
I'm going to slowly walk through.
Go
Alright,
through.
I guess it's my turn to
Without
go.
saying anything to anybody.
I said it's fine.
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
next?
here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that takes some getting used to.
And then I guess I'll follow up.
Through the
I'll
door.
be the last.
You follow behind. Make your way. This is a very short hallway that leads into another large open room. Orelton, are you still leading the way here?
Yeah, I think so.
As you step kind of across the thresholds, there's a brazier on each side that spring to life, and then
Dope.
around the circular room, fires all spring up until one large fire at the base of a pretty magnificent statue of a woman holding with her hands cupped, facing down. Vala, immediately recognizable as your goddess, the healer. Whose name I know, because I made up all of the gods, as Leora. Leora. With her hands cupped, and this is a pretty big statue. Her hands, actually, each about the length as an average man would be tall, which is fitting because in her cupped hands filled with water, there is what looks like kind of an older, kind of battle scarred, like raven. It looks like a direct, like very similar with the direct, like lineage and of how long lived elves are. There's definitely some differences. The ears are more refined, set within what looks like water, but as you get a little bit closer, seems to be perfectly smooth crystal. And he has his arms crossed and is kind of held in this. There are some inscriptions in Sylvan that just kind of detail feats that Galolaway achieved in life. Just kind of going through stories of battles he fought in and, these epic things he had done. With a small chest, or not a small chest, a large chest kind of at the foot of the statue. And all of the walls are decorated with, again, murals kind of accompanying these tales and stories, things that Galolaway accomplished in his life.
Wow.
Yeah, if you got to go out, this is the way, huh? Can I walk up to the hands and just like not where he's at, just like at the edge of the crystal, just like poke it?
Yeah, it is just
Tap, tap, tap.
stone.
And it's clear crystal that we can see him encased in, right?
You can see him, and he seems to be kind of suspended almost perfectly in the center of it, perfectly preserved. He doesn't seem to have any wounds or anything. Like when he died, if it was in battle, they it looks like they probably restored his body somewhat. He's wearing like ceremonial clothes, garb, forest greens and browns, intricately embroidered. And he
Wow.
just seems perfectly preserved.
Vala is gonna go up to right in front of this statue and like grab at her emblem and just start like trying to commune with Leora and ask like what is this? I don't understand. What is your power here? Kind of attempt, but I mean, who knows
Yeah.
what happens.
I'm quite connected here. This was a champion of old, of mine and my people. And you all hear this kind of coming almost from the statue. Though I am not here in the flesh, this is a place I am always connected to.
What is this place? What does it mean?
This is a resting place for one of my chosen, as a reward for what he had done, who he had saved, what he had sought. Kind of echoes through the room.
Can I go around while they're talking or she's talking to us and just like go over the I don't know if you said they were hieroglyphs or stories or what they were on the walls that told about what Galolaway did, but I just want to buff up to see what you have to do to get this kind of treatment after death.
A lot of it. So as you kind of go through, some of them are battles and things like that. There are some, like the more prominent murals show him like sitting, kind of like on a log or something, surrounded by what appear to be children, with a small campfire. Like he appears to be like telling a story. The next one is a large battle where it doesn't show him fighting so much. You recognize Faybreaker strapped to his back, but most of the depictions are of him helping people that are injured, standing like in defense of somebody else. A couple where he appears to be without armor or weapon, but standing in like around sick or wounded people, and like there's one where he's kind of depicted as holding like a medical kit and is helping people. And there are a couple scenes where he's fighting, and it's like him standing upon a rock is one of them, with kind of monstrous earthen or fire or water like elemental forms like climbing up towards him with him standing against them. Yeah, a lot more protecting than like just combat. It's not like was recognized for bloodshed and killing.
Okay. This is all well and good, but are we getting what we need out of this? I'll look at Raven specifically.
Guess I wasn't sure what we'd find. This is not what I was expecting.
No, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. Tomb. He's got to be here somewhere, but this is extravagant.
Leora, this tomb was protected. Why? What is there here to protect? It's no longer under the same control as it was before.
The protections were simply to deter those that sought more than to pay homage. You would have found, had you attempted to take anything, from outside, the traps would have sprung. It has in the past been enough to forestall. A simple unlocked door with a warning has been enough to forestall many would-be thieves in the past. Though, as you travel with one of Galolaway's own, he is entitled to, perhaps, an inheritance. And the chest flings itself open at the base of the crystal, which there is a few bags of like gold and silver, a set of leather armor, a dagger, and a quiver.
I'm not worthy of that.
I believe you're the only one that would have this inheritance.
Yeah, ain't no other elf here.
Don't think of it as worth. It's an inheritance. It's something that's passed down to you.
You don't have to work for it.
And to be frank, the voice of the goddess kind of echoes forth again, is these are not the artifacts Galolaway himself bore, but things left in tribute to him over the years. Galolaway's tools are scattered to the winds.
What about his sword?
That, I believe, you are already aware of. The dark tool that stood against the forces of the forest of nature. He was a reluctant bearer of that dark blade.
I'll, I guess, with everybody giving me permission, walk up and, just take what's in there, I guess, if it's meant for me.
Yeah, really quick, just so you know what it is, because I imagine over the next rest you'll look it over. It's +1 studded leather armor, so nothing too crazy. There's a dagger of warning, and the equivalent of 600 gold pieces.
Okay.
The quiver.
And then, it's an inefficient quiver. Which
An
I
inefficient
realize, an inefficient quiver. It is an efficient quiver.
Understood.
Which I realize is useless to you, but I had these rewards plotted out when you
No,
guys
that's
were like
perfectly fine because I'm
level
not.
4.
You never know.
Um,
Okay, I'll have to add that stuff later.
Yeah, as long as it's marked down somewhere, I can find it again. But
So after taking that, I'll kind of continue up and observe Galolaway. And
he looks again more like your mother, which makes sense because it's the side of the family. He looks tired more than anything. Like he's very distinguished, very like he looks kind of old, which for an elf is pretty crazy considering the age, how slowly you age. But he looks at peace, but when he was preserved, it captured the lines of just tired and constant worry. From what you put together, he lived a long time at a dangerous point of time here, and spent a lot of that trying to protect and save people, which did not go well in the long run, considering there's no civilization left here.
I hope we can protect like you've done. And I'll just bow my head and walk away.
Okay.
So we're not gonna talk about the creepy voice that's emulating from. All right, cool. Yep, let's go.
You are
Do you not
familiar with religion, right, Bauer?
You don't speak to your god?
Yeah.
I'm. I wouldn't say I'm a man.
David,
of,
you take 13 points of radiant damage as energy
fucking
just
around.
arcs from the statue, and she goes, and you just hear echoing, "You would call a deity creepy in one of her places of worship. Be gone from here, creature of shadow and night." And David is thrown from the room, like whipped out. Almost like somebody had tied a cord to him and just ripped him out of the room.
Right. So we got everything right, and I don't even wait for an answer and start walking towards the door.
I was gonna run over to Kaya and do some kind of healing that I need to figure out what kind it is because I have to look crap up.
I'll also leave the room.
What?
Yeah.
How do I heal? Oh, cure
Leave the
wounds.
room.
I
Will
will
somebody
close
roll
the
a
doors on my
D8
way
for
out.
me?
A
So
7.
somebody roll a d8. Okay.
It's
Um,
gonna go on to me or whoever. Did somebody roll it already?
Yeah, I rolled it. It was a 7.
7.
Plus 7, so 14 healing. So you're back.
Okay. Oh, I appreciate it. That. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Exits that way.
What did we learn? And I'll pick him up like off the ground.
Well, when a voice projects itself through a room, don't call it creepy. Got it.
At least keep it in your head.
Well, I was trying not to be rude and interrupt, so I didn't say anything earlier, but then as we were about to leave, I decided. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Right.
And as we leave, I'll just make sure that door shuts behind us.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said I closed it.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it
Gotcha.
is currently shut. You guys make your way out of the tomb of Galolaway. Which, as it was pointed out to you, as you guys walk past the two bowls that are on the pedestals, there are like slightly larger than the base of the bowl, like pressure plates. That seemed that they would have been what triggered the trap if either of the bowls had been lifted. But y'all proceed out and make your way back into the forest.
So we still got the better part of, what, 2 days left? Got anything else we need to do?
I'm ready.
I mean,
Yeah.
are we to the plans to go back to Harlan's Landing then?
And do whatever we need to do to get ready for that meeting.
Okay.
Have
Um,
a conundrum to ask all of your opinion on. We can speak about it when we get to Holland's Landing or on our walk. I don't care, but I think I may be able to get hold of hold on, Aldenstead.
Okay. I've got all the time in the world while we're walking.
What's your purpose of getting hold of him?
We have 3 of the 4 civilizations on this continent making their way to make a peace pact. As much as I don't want to, as much as I fear what will come of Aldenstead in general, might be relevant to have them invited to this as well.
Do you think they can make it there in 2 days? I mean, for us, it would have been about a week to get there from the exile camp.
They do have a river they can trek down.
My sister also is not that far away. Within the 2 days of us, at least. And if all else fails, if they would give me the power, I could stand in Oldenstead's way as representation of Oldenstead. Not something I'd prefer, and probably not something they would wish, but
Do you really want to represent Aldenstead without knowing exactly what's going on there?
no, I don't.
Doesn't sound like you got much better of an option, though. Well, maybe extend the invitation to him and see where it goes from there.
Can't hurt. Well, I guess it could, but
Could hurt.
As I can tell you, talking things in a room can hurt you.
Well, as we make our way back, whenever we stop to eat or something, I'm gonna try and
Yeah. Stop for lunch. And who are you contacting? Eva, Anya, or Svetla?
Svetla.
Okay. You got 25 words.
Give me a second to think. Does anybody want to help me figure out what I'm gonna say?
I have no
Ooh,
idea what you
David.
could even possibly say.
David, you
Yeah.
be the first 10. Mike, you be the second 10. Will, you be the last 5.
I'm going to start counting syllables because I'm so bad at this.
Oh, okay. So, let me think. I'm not sending it yet, but count them for me as I go through my head. The Fae of this world.
You have one extra. I counted
And all of the other civilizations here are meeting for peace talks.
Yeah.
I
right.
felt
5 more.
okay. Not doing that. Erased.
Okay, not doing that.
Okay.
Meeting for peace. Stop. Court of Lights. Stop.
I think
The Fae and civilizations of this continent are meeting for peace talks. That's 11.
civilizations of
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. You had 5 left, right?
So she's restarting peace
I'm
talks.
restarting.
So
Oh.
she has
that's
9
11.
on Mike.
Meeting for peace talks.
Meet at the Court of Lights in 2 days.
Send one representative to meet at the Court of Lights in 2 days.
Please.
No, this is a command. No, please, this is a command. And they can respond.
Yep. Now I have to. Um,
Think about what Svetla says.
I get to stretch the magic out a little bit because I'm the TM. And
Yeah.
you can speak for us should you claim your seat. I must return to Aldenstead. It is under siege. Eva is dead.
Damn.
Did I get enough information out in less than 25 words?
No, that was
I thought it
real
was good.
vague, man. No idea what's going on.
So what'd they say?
In her voice. I was focusing
You
on
just
Kenny
like
words.
see Vala just completely like Oldenstead is under siege.
Well, we
Eva
did only
is dead.
stop attacks on Harlan's Landing. I don't think we stopped attacks anywhere else.
You said
don't
your
even know who
sister's
they're under
dead?
siege from.
Yes.
Are you alright?
Not Svetla, but
If I can clarify something for you guys, that's the father said that he would stop aggressive action against any of the settlements for 5 days, but he also specified that though the Tao and his forces served him, did operate outside of his control, and he
Right.
couldn't stop the actions they were taking.
when we asked
Mythalai.
Mythalai to stop everything as well before these peace talks, she said she would, but
That was only a couple hours ago.
yeah,
So it was already underway.
I don't even know what to do.
What'd they say about you
Nolan?
speaking for them?
I don't. They said I could, but with terms, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can complete those terms.
Well, it doesn't sound like us speaking for them right now is going to do much anyway.
To be fair, it sounds like they could use a seat in this peace talk. If anybody needs it, it sounds like they do. How long would it take us to get to Aldenstead from here?
Probably a good, couple days, probably a good week.
Where we've never traveled there and we don't know the layout.
Basically, have 1 day left. I'm going to speak for them anyway. Don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening up there, but I can't in good conscience allow one other civilization in this area to fall when there are good people there.
Well,
Sounds great.
if that's what
Sounds
you
like
want
the
to
right
do.
decision to me.
Well,
As
To
you
Harlan's
think,
Landing.
you all continue back on the path to Harlan's Landing, arriving at the gates of the settlement just after nightfall, but later. And you arrive. That's there are a few guards that recognize you and nod to you as you come by. You pass. You see Renault is over talking to some of the hunters.
I'm gonna try to avoid him.
Okay, give me a stealth check. And I guess as a group, are you trying to just stay away from him, not really draw attention to him? That's
I hadn't
I'm
had the
indifferent.
intention, yeah.
okay.
I'm just trying to stay out of sight, which I'm doing a real great job with a natural one.
Natural one. That's y'all like y'all watch Kaya as he kind of like sees Renault and just kind of slips into the shadows and trips over like a tent stake on the smithy's tent, falls into the tent, and the flap of it kind of flaps open towards the smelter and catches fire. Which a half elven woman steps out. What the fuck are you doing? She starts like batting it out, or Elton like turns and looks. And
I'll help her put out the fire.
I was gonna say, I was gonna,
Fucking
if there's any water around, I'm gonna shape water and try to like just
yeah,
put it
just
on
really
there, like-
easily. You pull it out of like the quenching bucket, and it splashes onto it. Putting in this, who you've seen in passing, she it's a half elven woman. She has the sides of her head shaved, bright red hair, kind of like braided into it, kind of a knotted, not naughty, but a knotted like kind of mohawk. Knotty, naughty.
Nope, you said it.
Naughty.
Said it, then I spelt it.
Look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I wasn't watching where I was going, and all this happened, and I'm sorry. But I put it out. It's out. We're good. Let me just
we're
put this
not
back.
good.
Okay, well,
you
then I'll put the.
can
how about I
get
give
me
you
a
a drink?
glass of that fucking. That's what I'm going for. I know you work at Tarley's, and I know he's got some shit that he's selling for 15 gold a glass. You bring me a whole bottle of that, and we're good. If you don't, you're feeding the forge.
15 gold. It's stepped up since last time, Bauer. You're doing good.
Hey, supply and demand.
But
don't
you've
remember what
pissed
it
off 2 very powerful women today, so I suggest you beat feet.
Yeah, that's all right. I wanted to go talk to Tarly anyway.
Go ahead, Val.
No, I'm just giggling.
Oh, okay.
Looking over in Nalty's direction, I'm assuming he's like just death glaring me right now.
Yeah, he's looked over and he's pretty fixated on it, but he pretty quickly, as you make eye contact, turns back to whatever business he was at with the hunters.
Does it appear like the camp is at unease or anything? Like maybe like he's spread word that they need to be prepared to leave or something along those lines. Like, does it seem like the energy of the camp is different than normal?
It actually seems pretty similar to. Sorry, finding notes. When you had left, everybody's kind of constantly in a state of like be ready to beat feet, with the exceptions being like Tarley. See, Commander Grayson is there with Renault, talking to some of the hunters, and he's usually only brought in on any sort of like military or defensive endeavors. Generally, everybody seems pretty similar to their general demeanor.
Okay.
Raven, do you think you might be able to overhear what's happening over there? Do you catch my drift?
Yeah, I mean, I can sneak around and see what I can hear. I'm assuming is it like night yet? I don't how well lit is
Yeah.
it?
That we
Okay.
It's pretty well lit just from torches and stuff set around the camp or the settlement. But yeah, it is night.
Okay. Yeah. Is there like a tent or cover or something that they're kind of standing near that I might be able to sneak behind while they're talking?
Yeah, that's they're in like the hunter's hut, and so you're able to kind of get to the back of that. Give me a stealth check.
snicker, snicker, snicker.
That is a 21.
1. Okay, yeah. Sticking into the dark areas, so if anybody would catch a glimpse of you, odds are you'd be invisible to them. You sneak kind of through and make your way. Just whatever meat, any sort of products you'll have, try stop fresh, the fresh keeping of it. We need to salt it, cure it as quick as we can. If things go south, I've spoken with Ladrelai, and she's willing to accept us into Fox if this doesn't go well. It's upsetting to me that it's gotten to this point, but we trust you, Renault. The voice of Grayson. Some of the hunters kind of in affirmations. They are just kind of discussing food preparation and to stop just cooking it as they normally would, but actual do like travel preparation for any remaining needs. It's discuss keeping the hunters closer to the settlement as well. Odds, things like that.
Okay. Nothing too
Nothing
obvious.
sketchy. Nothing
Gotcha.
too sketchy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go back to everybody else wherever they're at.
I will have never left the smithy. And
Okay.
instead I would have just reached out and been like, I don't think we've actually met O'Relton, and extended my hand to her.
Hey, pleasure to meet you. Killian, that's Kaya, did you leave already?
Yep.
Okay. That's she goes, I'm not really actually that upset. This making me forge in a tent's just a bad idea. I just wanted to see if I could get a bottle of that stuff. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
anything you can get out of him. More
It's,
power to you.
and he seemed like an easy mark as well. So
He's the pushover more often than not.
yeah, like I said, Kalian, it's a pleasure to meet you. That's you lot. I figured I'd be seeing more of you. No work or anything that done on your arms and armor.
Now, this has done me
Fair enough.
good for the time I've needed it, and I'll just like tap where the eye is on my shoulder. But find my current fighting style is not lending itself to me as well as it used to. I was hoping you might be able to forge me something a little more covering than this.
Probably could. That's how important is the eye bit? It's-
I can do that bit myself. But the
Okay.
other thing I
Well,
need is a shield. I was hoping something also very covering, something great shield style. I don't know if you have something or could
Eight
forge something
shields.
up.
You know, I might have, and she kind of goes into the back of the tent, and there's kind of a big armoire deal put together, and she opens it up and starts shuffling through it until and she gets to the back and breaks out what looked like a back panel. Kind of pulls it, rests the whole thing from the back of the pile. She goes, "I've got it," and it's a large, almost a great shield, a big tower shield style. It's wooden, unadorned, but iron riveted around the sides. She goes, "This should hold up just fine for you." She puts it on the ground. She goes, "Made that as commission for it, and the gentleman who thought he could use it couldn't even carry the damn thing. It's too damn big. So try it on before you leave with it.
Tiny people.
Probably 20 gold for that. To
And
cover.
that kind of brings me to my next portion of the conversation here. Find myself a little skint at the moment, but I also find myself a little more educated than I used to be. So if you're looking for somebody to help you bust out some work, I'm around
That's-
for the next couple days.
I'd happily do the rest. And I believe technically you all were commissioned as scouts for the settlement itself, right?
That's correct.
Right. So, difference of parts and labor maybe build out to good old Renalti over there.
I like the way you
Well,
think.
falls within the commission of the city that's outfitting the scouts to the best of the ability of the settlement smith, as I am.
That's
So,
true.
are you thinking half plate, full plate?
I was hoping for full plate, but again, I can help you bust out some of this, take a little bit of the load off you.
That'll help the time. I've got most of the pieces put together. A lot of it's just going to be shaping it to you. So yeah, if you've got about a day to set with fitting, we can probably get you sorted.
Just so happens I do. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Right, well, it's a little late, so we could probably bust out a couple hours now and then meet back. Break it done. And she turns and starts just pulling like different pieces of armor out of that same big chest, couple gauntlets, and just kind of creates a pile that the two of you start going through and finding kind of which most closely fits you, which will probably take a couple hours of the night, and then back in the morning to actually do the fitting process.
And as she turns around to like start pulling stuff out, behind her, Orelton's eyes will also kind of like smokily glaze over, kind of the way Bowers do, and I will pull from list knowledge and give myself proficiency in metalworking or smith's tools. I guess is probably what it would be
Perfect.
for the next little while.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Perfect. That will actually probably make it go quite a bit faster. So perfect. Get that.
sweet.
Vala, what are you doing?
Yeah, waiting for Raven to get back. Just kind of
Okay.
nonchalantly, not looking in the direction of Renault.
And then Kaya, you're heading back to the Giant's Rest. Is that
Yep.
what it was? Okay. A couple minutes go by. David, you arrive at the Giant's Rest. You and Tarlight, I imagine, meet up. He does not have a letter waiting for you,
I expected as much.
but it's
Um,
very much as soon as you walk in, he puts you to work. So if there's anything you
Yeah.
wanted to go over,
So just real quick, do you have a real small bottle?
hey, that's the like the stuff Elvenwine comes in, little teeny tiny.
That'll
Right.
work.
Yeah, let's grab one of those for you. Hands
Can we fill it
over.
with my brew?
Right, that's worth its weight in gold, but it's your brew, so goes over, and the flagship cask has been replaced with your brew, so it has been branded with the Giant's Rest like emblem, and then just beneath it, really tiny, it's been branded KB.
I'll
Like
take it.
itty bitty, like the
Yeah.
TM logo. It just is key.
I really appreciate that.
Appreciate
This is small.
the smudge. Hey, I'll clean that off later. Just don't say
Yeah.
anything about it. And he hands you
Alright.
just a little tiny bottle.
Okay. And then, if we've got some time, I'd like to try to make another batch.
Let's give it a go. Let's right. And he puts out a bowl on the counter. Goes, honor system, you fucks. And then walks back into back of the bar. Where you and Tarley can attempt another brew. What are you putting in it? If there's anything special you've gathered, and
I think I'm just gonna go with the same brew that we did before. Maybe just try to perfect it a little bit more.
Okay. Give me a roll with advantage. Tarley's helping you. You've done it before. That's
Brewer.
this is going to be your proficiency plus intelligence, probably.
So yeah.
But instead of it,
proficiency.
do proficiency plus 5, because again, it's something you've done before. Tarley's giving his expert
natural fucking 20, baby. Let's go.
Okay. It goes smoothly. You go into most of the rest of the night. At a certain point, it's you and Tarley like just sweating over this barrel, getting it exactly right. Into the wee hours of the morning. You guys are all still going to get a long rest. I just figure doing work you enjoy counts as resting.
That works.
Bro, you've got a good feeling about this. So with the natural 20, that comes up to 28 or a 30.
So I have 3 for proficiency plus 5.
So 28.
28. I have 0 on intelligence, so.
Yeah, that is just fine. Let's give you the plus 5 instead of worrying about your intelligence. Yeah, you've got a pretty good feeling about it.
Sweet.
Perfect. And then we cut back. Raven, from the hunter's hut, as things they're in conversations. A lot of talking about like logistics and stuff. They're going to be here for a little while, talking with the hunters. Do you go back to meet back up with Vol and Orelton, or
Yeah,
you go?
where it seems like it's kind of the necessity, like, or necessary conversation to get people ready to leave, and kind of do that preparation. I'll leave the conversation there and go back to where they're at.
Okay.
The Relton's 4G forging,
Yeah.
Tink, tink.
because that's the thing.
Tink, 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 tink.
So,
So-
it seems like they're just getting ready in case things go awry and they need to leave. Good news. It sounds like Ladrillai's accepting anybody from Harlan's that's needing refuge.
That is good.
What's Orelton doing?
Tink.
Relton has decided to join the Forge for the evening.
Do him some good.
I guess, and I'm sure Kaya is back out making some more brew.
Yeah.
I'm hoping at some point tonight we can get together and discuss what we think should and will happen at this meeting. What we can hope to gain from it.
Yeah, I think going in with a plan would be best. We seem to walk into these talks and just kind of shoot the shit. So
I mean, that may work well for the Fae, but people are harder. Never thought I'd think that. Here we are.
you doing all right?
I'm trying. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's... Lots of changes happen.
Lots of new perspectives on this world.
Yeah, it's not as easy to stay so chipper when anything and everything's trying to kill you.
Raven, I know some of the things that have come to light lately have may cast me in a light that is not that does not suit to your chipper self. But I just want to impress on you that everything I've done has been to help as many people as I can. I wouldn't have done anything if I didn't think that what I was doing was going to save people. That's all I want. I want peace and life and everything to be all right.
When did you leave your oath? When did you decide to turn against it?
Pause. Which oath?
Sorry, like you're to the Valkyries or whatever. Like,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
God. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like my Leora oath, and I was like,
No.
I'll leave that. Okay. Anyways, I left when I found out that the Valkyries was no longer about protecting our people, and we were instead being used to destroy, to create havoc, to try and start a war, and that's not where we should be. I was always raised with the idea that our purpose was to keep our tribes and to keep our world connected and unified and strong and protected, not to be the antagonizer. And I couldn't stand for that anymore.
Were you ever part of taking out the emissaries?
No, that was the duty I was supposed to go on when I refused.
Well, then we're good.
Raven, I want you to know that I don't think everyone was killed in those raids.
I know there's a chance.
And I don't want to give you false hope, but I hope that there's something there for you.
Well, it can't get worse. They're either still dead or alive somewhere.
And then Vala is going to hug Raven. What's going on? Everybody's giggling and shaking
I
their
just
heads.
keep
What did I
seeing
miss?
Andrew do shit.
You know it's bad when you said it can't get any worse. My parents are dead, and the GM goes, "Mhm."
Oh, okay.
Like, you guys asked me to start trying to keep it a little bit lighter, so I figure occasionally making a
Keep it lighter. Oh, okay. Yeah. Lighter.
Undead parents. Sorry.
Now you're just giving him ideas.
Yeah. Thank you, Vala.
Well, I think it's about time that Kaya owed it. Oh, I'm frozen again, aren't I?
You can
You're
still
good.
hear you.
no. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Ha! You guys aren't frozen now. Well, I think it's about time Kaya served us up some of that brew. Like to join me?
Yeah.
At some point, whenever we're done foraging for the evening, I will also make it up to Tarley's Rest.
Okay, that's you all make it. There's no sign of Kaya or Tarley. There is a large bowl that just seems to be full, like half full of just silver and copper coins. And people are just walking behind the bar, pouring themselves a drink, and heading back. There is an unfamiliar face to you, not somebody you've seen before. A young halfling woman who is sitting, and she is playing a lute and kind of joking. She's not singing. She's wearing a large brimmed hat with a big plumed feather, kind of gaudy, very piratey clothes. She's covered like earrings and all this stuff, and she's joking around and what do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. And she's going through and singing, and people like dropping coins for her, but she's just performing in the corner for everybody. People are drunker than usual. It seems the honor system only works so well. People are giving themselves heavy pours. Not so much. Nobody's dumb enough to try to cheat Tarley, but getting a little bit more out of their copper, you know. But you enter the Giant's Rest. Is there anything you guys want to do, or just have a few drinks and hang out?
I think I'll walk up and pour myself a drink and throw the 10 gold that they originally said into the bowl. Not that I think it's worth that, but
Toss 10 gold into the bowl for yourself. And a heavy pint of the mead. Um,
And I'll actually throw in 20 more and say, I got this one for you guys.
Thank
all
you.
right. Y'all
I
get
was gonna
but
pour
what did,
myself some of the cheat shit, but yeah, I'll take it if you're offering.
what was it last time? How many temporary hit points did you guys get last time?
5, I
It
think.
was 5.
5. Okay, and I
Or
think
no,
most of you still have.
That was, sorry, those points were from Father.
Oh, right. That's let's up that 10 total temporary hit points is what you've got from heavy pours of near magical mead. David, I'm assuming that Kai is also drinking his own stuff.
Partaking.
Also partaking. Yeah. And yes, if there's anything you want to talk about, otherwise you can drink into the evening. Unless there's anything else you want to do tonight.
Relton.
No.
It's kind of weird asking for, lockpicks and tools to break into things. So I thought I'd ask you since you were there. Did you see any of that back at the forge, by any chance?
Lockpicks?
Yeah,
Did I see any of that?
Yeah, probably yes. That's she would be the village locksmith as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, all over the place.
Okay. I might need to stop by there. Think you can get me that discount?
Hell, I'm not getting a discount. I'm just putting in an honest day's labor.
As the night progresses, Kai is going to come out from the back finally. I think I've got a real great feeling about this one, Tarly.
I feel pretty good about it too. Let's say, I damn well wanted to drink it now. When it's ready, though. When it's ready, patience is the brewer's friend.
Oh yeah, can't
Hey.
take it too early.
Looks like your friends are back, though. So why don't you take tonight off? You've been off doing a hell of a lot of kicking wasps' nests, as it sounds. So,
Oh, you could say that, but let's be honest here. This kind of gets my mind off it all.
you're welcome to work if you like. But
I think I'll work. Let the bowl do my job.
all right. Well, the fucking bowl's looking a lot light for how much people have been drinking, so the bowl is done. Honor system's off, everybody. Looks in and sees 30 actual gold pieces sitting on top. He's like, right, at least we've got a couple of us folks in this fucking place. He goes and just dumps it into a bag kind of behind the bar, puts it under, and you guys hear a click. He puts something on top of the bag, and yeah.
So Kaya, noticing the person playing the lute, kind of gives a nod to his friends that he sees at the bar, and then immediately locks eyes on this person with the lute,
Okay. Yeah.
and walks right over. Hey, my father used to play a bit of the gone, lost it.
To play a bit of what, dearie?
Pan flute. There we go. That's
What
the word
do
I was
you
looking
know?
for.
Are you any skilled with it?
Well, it's been a long, long time since I've played. But I think I want to pick it back up again. Do you by chance have one on you? I could
Of course
purchase?
she does. Do I have a pan flute on me? And as she says that, her cloak flares out behind her as if she was just blown by a strong wind. And she pulls out a pan flute and tosses it right over to you. It is like wrought in silver. It has like tentacles coming up off of it and like waves carved into it with a ship on it. It is a super intricate pan flute.
This is beautiful.
I'm gonna go. Anybody that has proficiency in religion can also just give me a religion check if they'd like.
Will somebody roll a d20 for me?
I will.
I was going to say I did, but
You rolled a 4.
Hey, me too.
+3.
+3.
Me too.
7.
Woo! We know
Okay.
nothing.
But yeah, David, go ahead and give me a performance check if you're going to join in. She see if you can catch me on the chorus, and she just starts if you can shred a lute, the volume picks up. You can tell there's a little bit of magic behind this. And she's is anybody read The Name of the Wind?
Yes.
You know the scene when Quoth is playing on stage and it's talking about how like one of the strings breaks and he's just like pouring over like sweating over it.
Yeah.
It's that. She's just going go to performance check. 28 on her performance check. So just like Holden go ahead and what she's playing is an intensely intricate but followable melody. So your
Yeah.
DC check, it is going to be difficult to fail, but it's the difference between you going to actually like keeping up. So go ahead and
Oh
give me
man,
a.
it's been some years. I hope I don't mess you up. Let's try it. That wasn't the greatest of rolls, but it's still not terrible.
Okay.
Performance, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's still all right. 17.
17. That's in this really intricate lute melody, and she begins singing kind of low, that eerie kind of haunting sound that any sort of pipe has. That pan flute just kind of starts trilling through it, melding pretty well, not standing out, becoming definitely a background uh, noise. And she starts singing a ballad, and the what she's singing doesn't quite match like it's like it's coherent but disconcerting because it's a very fast intricate melody, but she's singing kind of a low ballad, and it's talking about sailors lost at sea and kind of the hardships that come with travel, and being so far from home. uh, it doesn't slow down the part. It doesn't bring the mood down at all. It's only for anybody that's really listening realizes it's a sad song that she's singing. But
Well, once the song finishes, he's gonna look it over. It's probably been years since I've even touched one of these.
oh, you played it quite well. That's what's
Not
your
as good
name?
as you. All right.
Nobody
My name is
does. What?
My name is Kaya.
Kaya. Pleasure to meet you, Kaya. She holds out her hand. Because they call me Finn. She shakes your hand.
Nice to meet you.
She goes, so I'm assuming drinks are on you then.
I mean, I do tend to brew at this fine establishment.
Well, bring me your finest. And she pushes just a small portion of the tips that came into the last song. Probably about 15 gold. She goes, what are we sitting?
Well, according to Tarley, who makes the prices, you got yourself my best ale. Well, my current best ale.
I didn't say what are we sipping. I said where are we sitting. I trust you not to bring a goddess such as myself anything cheap.
All right. All right. I go over, grab 2 glasses, and yeah, go over, have a seat, kind of pick her brain about music. Honestly.
Yeah. And she talks about it, and she talks about all the different places she's been and the different types of music. And every time she starts talking about something, she will pick up the lute and just play a few notes and different patterns and stuff. Just kind of demonstrating. And you guys talk as long as you like.
Yeah.
The rest of
I'm
you,
sure.
Kai doesn't join you for at least a little while.
Eventually, I will say, eventually he will talk his way into attempting to buy a pan flute, not necessarily this one, because I imagine this one has some sentimental value. But yeah.
Keep it, lad. And next time we
Okay.
see each other, play better.
Right. Thank you.
Welcome. Music really can bring light to the shadows, can't it?
Yeah, it can.
Well, I've got a ship to be on in the next day or two. I'm going hunting, so you enjoy that.
What are you going hunting for?
Just squid.
Oh, well, I can tell you from experience. There's a big one out there.
That's what I'm hoping for. You have a good night. Maybe I'll
too.
see you in a few days. She walks out of the tavern itself. She leans back as she gets to the door, because, by the way, Kaya, my ship's called Finry's Wind. And then leaves.
Somebody write that down because I don't have my shit open right now. Thank you.
Recorded.
And with that, Kaya's gonna go back and straight up fangirl back at the bar with everyone else. Like, she was amazing. Did you see how she played?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
A lot better than your shit attempt.
Yeah, well, it's been a few years.
Well, if you're done flirting, I wonder if we could have a discussion about what we're doing tomorrow.
Day after
What
tomorrow.
I was trying to avoid.
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Sure, have that.
Here,
And
back
we
at the
will
camp.
settle back into this discussion. We have a bit of a time crunch this week, I know. So we are going to end as our adventurers settle into the deep conversation over mead about what to expect in the next couple days. With that, thank you all so much for joining us. That's tonight was a lot of fun. That's eventually we're gonna get into a fight. We're gonna fight something.
It's been
Talk our way through an
That's,
entire campaign.
We've been doing a really good job of it so far. I'm starting to wonder if I need to throw more dangerous stuff at you, but we'll see. Next time on Easy Dispel, I don't have to do that. We have the voiceover shit.
Yeah.
That's yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Next time on Easy Dispel.
Will you take a look at my thing again?
The only thing that's changed is the number underneath, which last time you read was a 25. Now reads 16.
I think it's about time you told me the story of it.
An older man just came up to me and put his hand on my shoulder and
Well, I think it's counting down. I think last time we checked it was 25, and now you're at 16. I don't think that many days have passed. There's something glowing in that room.
Charlie! Fire!
As you step into the room, though, and begin casting your spells, the door shuts behind you. You feel pierce into your back a thin blade, and you look down, and poking through your chest is a silver tip of a sword.
That was Renault.
I'm just gonna yell O'Relton, nothing else, just yell his name and start taking off towards the Giant's Rest.
And the dagger that's in his offhand, he just throws that at you, Kaya. Need you to make a death saving throw. Raven, as you watch Kaya fall unconscious, you feel the blood kind of pounding in your ears as you watch him fall.
I'm gonna see if I can just open up the chest.
It just pops right open, and you see shoved into this chest, Renault.
I killed my dad. The consistent beatings, the thrashings, the bruises, it just all wore on me. And all I could think about was how much pain he put me through, what I had to live with. And then it was over. I should have been stunned, I should have felt something, but I just felt relieved.
Technically, my pact for my magic is with him, and Archfey looks at her. And, we have a pact. Like, yes, you're my patron. You're how I can do my magic. She eldritch blasts the ground. Yes, that's how I can do that. Yes. Oh, I don't like that at all. Pact broken. Pact broken.